What's up, guys? This is Chris here from East Coast PC, and welcome back to the channel. We got a new video format for you guys here today, and this is going to allow us to do a lot of quick news videos anytime we have breaking news in the industry, such as price cuts, which is what we're doing this video on today. Any kind of issues with hardware, such as melting cables on RTX 4090s, or any other kind of news that we need to get out really quickly without doing our old standard video format. This is going to help us out a lot. So hopefully this works out good, and hopefully y'all like this style of video from us here at East Coast PC. Today we're going to be talking about AMD's price cuts on their Ryzen 7000 series of CPU processors. The launch of the Ryzen 7000 series processors was kind of lukewarm because the entry point into the platform, because of the high price of the AM5 motherboards and the high price of the DDR5 memory, which is all that the platform supported. What the entry cost into the whole platform was a lot higher than what you could get with Intel. And so the roles kind of switched between Intel and AMD in the last 2 years. They just kind of flip-flopped. So anyway, today we have some great news. AMD has officially cut their prices in a big way just in time for the holiday season. On top of that, the prices are also even furtherly discounted for Black Friday. So we're going to talk about that right now. Before we get started, if there's anyone that is not subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, drop a like, comment, do all that good YouTube stuff. We appreciate each and every one of y'all so much. So with that out of the way, let's get started. All right, guys. So first thing we're going to talk about here is the Ryzen 7950X. Now it's showing up from a third-party retailer here because it's already sold out and it's on back order. If you order one right now, the estimated ship date is 11/29, so just a couple days from now. That is $574. So the original launch price was $699. It had been staying somewhere around that price, and that was especially after Intel launched their 13th gen that could be socketed right into a 12th gen motherboard. It kind of made AMD look like a bad value. So what we have here is, not only do we have a $574 price, we have an additional $20 off for Black Friday. So we're looking at $554 for a 16 core, 32 thread processor. Now, that really changes the game here. So, because guys, I'm going to come down here. Where are we at? Let's see, right here, 13900K. Intel's 13th gen 13900K is $619 versus our $554. Now, those prices still aren't that far apart, but what that does, it kind of it takes a lot of the disadvantages away of AMD's platform. A lot of people were complaining about the high entry cost, and they kind of responded with their wallets, which is a great thing. AMD got the message, which I personally thought they did price these products too high. Obviously, we want AMD to be a good company. We want them to be able to release good products and charge a fair amount of money for them. But they did price these products a little too high, in my opinion, especially the 7600X. It was a terrible value. We're going to talk about that a little more here in a minute. But anyway, guys, $574 for a Ryzen 9 7950X. I think that's a great price for this product. If you're looking to buy a new system, I think both platforms offer, they both have a lot to offer this generation. So I'm definitely not saying buy one or the other. They both have a lot to offer, but this totally changes things as far as my advice to all my customers, where lately I've kind of been recommending Intel mostly ever since the 12th gen launched, because it just seemed like they were the best value. The 12th gen had great performance, but now that AMD has lowered these prices of their new 7000 series, that totally changes everything. For example, we have the Ryzen 7 7700X, $350 and an additional $10 off. So we're looking at $339. That again is a fair value. As far as this processor itself, let's see exactly what the 13700K is going for. $439. So we're going, that's on sale for $420 versus $340. Now that's an $80 price difference. However, the Intel 13700K is going to have significantly better multi-threading performance. It all just depends on exactly what you want and what you need. You know, hardware and boxed. I recommend if you're looking at if you want to look at all the processors, he has done such a great deep dive in comparing all of these processors, and that that can help you out as far as if you get past the price and you want the product, that can help you out to, deciding which exact product is better for you. Because for gaming, both platforms are really, really good. There's no, clear winner this time around. Just both platforms are good. And that's some games are going to perform better on Intel. Some games are going to perform better on AMD. But one thing that AMD has really done great with this generation is you don't get the 1% low frame rate dip like you did even with the 5000 series. I have a 5950X, which is a really good gaming processor. It's a great content creation and gaming processor, but you still sometimes have a 1% low frame rate dip, which is kind of aggravates me, and I think is way more important than most people make it out to be. So next on the list here, guys, we have the Ryzen. Matter of fact, I skipped the Ryzen 9 7900X, so sorry about that. But anyway, we're going to go back up the charts for just a minute. The Ryzen 9 7900X, $474 plus $15 off. So that is going to be $459. Now, this is where that 13700K that we were just talking about, Ryzen kind of, puts one on top. They don't match up. It's not a direct comparison because the core counts are just different. The way they design these architecture, AMD has all big cores, Intel has performance cores and efficiency cores, so it works a little bit differently. But as far as the Ryzen 9 7900X goes for $459, that in my opinion is a great comparison to this 1307K. So you got 400, and these are current prices. These are I'm adding in the additional money that they're taking off for Black Friday, but you have an additional $20 off of the 13700K that brings it down to $419. And then we have this right here, the 7900X, which is $459. So that's a $40 difference. Both of those processors are good. Once again, it depends on exactly what you're doing and what application you're going for. But now the biggest takeaway from this video so far is I can competently recommend both platforms now, as far as somebody getting a good value, because up until last night when these prices got dropped, or sometime yesterday, AMD Ryzen 7000 series was just not that great of a value. It was actually not a good value in most cases. So yeah, the 7900X, that's more of a direct comparison to the 13700K, guys. Sorry about that. I got a little ahead of myself there. But anyway, the Ryzen 9 7900X and the Ryzen 7 7700X, they both kind of, fight around the 13700K's performance, with this in a lot of scenarios landing above or fighting right there with it. And most of the time, the Ryzen 7 7700X always performs below the 13700K in most scenarios, because the 13700K just has a lot more threads to offer than this processor here does. Now, we finally get to the AMD Ryzen 5 7600X. And for some reason, I kind of understand why. A lot of people in the community, they watch a lot of YouTube channels, and rightfully so, they think that 6 cores is good enough for gaming. And in most cases, 6 cores and 12 threads is fine for gaming. The only problem is that I have recommending these products is, especially at $299, this processor right here was an absolute terrible value against Intel. That's one of the scenarios where I was always telling people to get the 12600K, the 13600K, and now also like the Intel Core i5 12400. That was an excellent value. 12400 and the 12400F. Both of those were excellent values if you didn't care about overclocking and all that good stuff. And the 7600X was just a terrible value. Now we're coming in with this Black Friday discount at $239. That does make things a lot better, but here's the other issue. If you're one of those people that never plans on doing an in-socket upgrade, which I'm trying to steer more and more of my customers into doing that, and not only customers, my friends, people that I communicate with, because especially like with Ryzen, anybody that bought an X370 or X470 platform 5 and 6 years ago, they had a lot of those people dropped in a 5800X 3D, and while the performance was a little bit lower because of memory compatibility and stuff like that, you might lose 10%, but you got a massive performance upgrade to help keep whatever new GPU that you put in your system going, and you saved so much money by not having to upgrade your whole platform. So that's what Ryzen offers. They offer in-socket upgrades. We know Ryzen 7000 with 3D V-Cache is coming. We don't know if they're going to release all the SKUs. Hopefully they do, because if they only do the 6 and 8 cores SKUs, I'm going to be very upset and disgusted, because that's what I'm waiting for, is the 7950X 3D. With that being said, Ryzen offers a great platform that you can upgrade for years to come. The AM5 socket is brand new. Intel does not offer that. But like I was saying, if you're one of those people that is never going to do that, then this processor is still kind of a hard sell to me. Now, if you want to go ahead and get onto the AM5 platform, and you want the 7600X, and you plan on upgrading to something in the future, I don't see this as a terrible value. It's not a great value when you compare it to Intel's processors, because when we come over here and look, we got the 12600K. That's actually the same price at $239. The only difference is the 12600K still wins pretty daggone handily. It actually embarrasses the 7600X at multi-threading performance, and so does the 13600K. Where is our 13600K? Here's our 13600KF for 29. That's from a third party seller. Let's see here, 13600K, $319. Now, that's a good processor as well, but that literally obliterates the multi-threading performance of the 7600X. The 12600K doesn't beat it that bad, but it has 6 cores and 12 threads of performance cores, plus 4 efficiency cores to go along with it. So it still beats it in most scenarios. It still beats the 7600X in most multi-threaded scenarios. But yeah, basically that's the gist of our conclusion here, guys. This totally changes everything. It definitely now makes you have a good choice of whether you want Intel, whether you want AMD, and what exactly are you looking for. I definitely recommend, whether you're doing render and video editing, code compile, gaming, whatever that may be. If you have a specific application that you're looking for, try to find a review that has that specific application in it, because the Ryzen 7000 series and the Intel 12th and 13th gen, all of those are great processors. Another thing we can talk about here is, if you don't need cutting edge performance, the best value in the game is going back to AM4. If you're just looking for gaming and getting a 5800X 3D, it's out of stock from Newegg right now, but it was actually in stock last night for $329. So it comes in and out of stock all the time. You can get it from a third party seller for like $359. But with that being said, guys, we now have two great options. Before, we didn't have that, in my opinion. Even though these processors were really good, for the most part, they had a bad price, and that can make a good product bad if the price is not right. So with that being said, that about wraps this video up, guys. I just wanted to get this information out there to you. If you're in the market for building a new PC, definitely check out these Ryzen processors with these price cuts. It's definitely a good option. Now there's two great options on the market. Intel and AMD both offer good values now, which AMD, with their newest platform, the value option wasn't really there up until yesterday, in my opinion. So thank each and every one of y'all for watching this video, guys. If there's anybody who is not subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, drop a like, comment, do all that good YouTube stuff. We appreciate each and every one of y'all so much, and we will see y'all soon.